Alrighty, you guys, the sun has just gone down on the last day of 2025, and I wanted to pull out the tripod, just say a little something before 2026 begins. First off, I got my haircut. Oh yeah, it finally happened. I've been waiting for this to happen, so really cool. I'm happy about that. It looks good, I like it. I got my light going, as you guys can tell, so just pretty view, I got my light. And yeah, let's just hop right in. Alright, we're gonna keep the light chill for now, but let's hop right in. So I just want to take a second and appreciate like everything that has happened this year. There's a lot I want to accomplish in 2026, and I really feel like 2026 is going to be like a big year. And of course, I can't guarantee anything. I don't know that for sure, but I have this feeling that it's going to be a big year for me. There's a lot of plans that I have and a lot of things I want to achieve, and this year's kind of feels big. It feels big. So I really have this sense of like this is gonna be a big year. And play this video back, please. Like no matter what happens this year, play this video back, because I want you guys to understand like you have to have a vision, right? Maybe the vision doesn't work in the time that you want it to, but you have to have a plan in place, because if you don't have a plan, then you're not gonna get to the destination that you want. And so that's kind of my thing. Is like I have this vision of what 2026 will end up looking like, and maybe it does and maybe it doesn't, but I still have that vision, and worst case scenario, we take that and we carry it into 2027. But I want to take a second and just appreciate 2025. Like, I started this year, I say this in my video that's going to come out on the 3rd, but like, I started 2025 working at Buffalo Wild Wings. I was working till 2, 3 a.m. some nights. I'd go to the gym after, so I'd stay up all night, and I was living in my parents' house, and I didn't like my job, and there were all these things, you know, that like I wanted to change, and I felt stuck. I felt really stuck in October of 2024 through about January or February of 25. And this year I was able to change that, and I got out of that, and I found my way into something different, and it wasn't perfect, but it was better. And I got out of that, and I found my way into something different, and same thing, it wasn't perfect, it was better, and now we're here. And I'm unemployed, but it's all good. And I was just appreciating, like I was doing work on my computer tonight, and I have this beautiful view. And it's like, gosh, like I was living with my parents, and then I was living in my car, and like hopping from house to house, and like crashing on people's couches, you know. And now it's like I have my own place, and not only that, but it has a gorgeous view. Just feeling really lucky, you know, and also being able to take a second to appreciate, hey, I made that happen, you know. And there were a bunch of times when this year especially, Daniel and I could have quit. You know, there was a million things like, oh fuck. What, you know, like there were so many times it was just like, oh, that sucks. But pushing through it and figuring it out, and one of my biggest focuses for 2026 is being able to acknowledge how far I have come and really take the time to do that. I'm very oriented on, okay, what's next? How do I achieve the next thing, right? And I want to take a second to like really pause and like reflect a little bit too. Because I think both are important. It's important to have that drive and have that focus and know what you want, and then be able to go out and achieve it. And it's also important to recognize, hey, I've made a lot of progress. So that's my goal with this. And I say this in my upcoming video as well, but, or maybe it's already been posted, I'm not sure. We'll see, I don't know the timing. But just earlier, even this year in March, right? I was working at Super Deluxe Burger, and I just got the job. And I remember I was driving my Pontiac Vibe still, and I drove to the gym, and I recorded this clip. I'm gonna throw it in at the end of this, because I want you guys to like really understand, like, this has been in my head for so long, and to be able to actually start to see progress and start to achieve these things has been like insane. And of course there's more I want to achieve, but it's super cool to like actually start to see the things that Daniel and I were talking about at 18 begin to become a reality. And even just earlier this year, like compared to March, I've made like a shit ton of progress. So I want to throw this clip in so you guys can see it. But anyway, I got to the gym and I filmed this clip, and I remember after filming it just being like, fuck, like I see this vision and I know what I want to accomplish, and I just feel so far away from it. And that was a consistent thing through like March, April, May, but into June and July, I started to realize like, okay, wait, this is possible. And not only that, but I'm making progress and I'm building momentum. And September was, again, probably the craziest month of my life so far. And since then, we've just been grinding, and it's so cool. It's so cool to slowly begin to see what I wanted in senior year actually turn into reality. So taking it back to 2026, like there's a lot that I want to accomplish this year. And I have this list on the back of my phone, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, of the things that I really want to hit before I turn 21, so before November. And one of these things, hopefully we're going to check off the list on January 2nd. I'm going to keep it a secret until it's time, but that feels good of like, okay, we're making progress there. And already, you know, one of my biggest goals for 20 is to be able to work from my computer full time. And that's kind of what I'm doing in a sense. I need to be like making money consistently, but I quit my job and I'm good for a month. And this entire month of January, like, you know, I have money for food, I have money for gas, I have money for rent, like I'm totally good. And, you know, I have to consider how to make more money for sure, but it's nice to not have to be anywhere, not have to go to a job that I hate, and just really pursue this and have this time to see, not only like see the vision in my head, but to live it. And I think that's going to give me even more motivation to be like, fuck, I need this full time. Last thing I'll say for now is if 2026 goes the way I hope 2026 will go, it's going to be a fucking insane year, you guys. It's going to be insane. And just, again, bringing it back to being 18 and Daniel and I in Chipotle, skipping class, trying to figure out Shopify, right? And the thoughts that we had of like, okay, how do we do this? And how do we make this work? And this is where we want to end up. Like, this could be a year where, I mean, we've already started to see some progress there for sure, but this could be a year where like some major things get checked off. And that would be so cool. So regardless, you know, I'm grateful, and we're gonna make the best out of it. And if it doesn't happen this year, it'll happen next year. And if not next year, then the following. And, you know, just we'll stay consistent until we do it. So yeah, without further ado, you guys, welcome to the first video of 2026. Alrighty, just got off work. This is rest day. We're at the gym. We're in the parking lot. We're gonna go in, just hit the sauna, relax for a little while, and then leave. But I wanted to pull out the camera and record. I've been trying to do this whenever I feel like there's something that I want to mark so that future me can kind of look back and see that. And right now I'm in this weird in-between place where for the first time in a minute, I can see like what the next steps are, but I haven't quite made it to a place where I can begin working towards completing those next steps. But I can see them, and it's this weird balance of, oh, they're there, and I know they're there, and I want to start working towards them, but I can't yet. And not being clear on what the following steps are after I complete those steps, but appreciating just knowing what the first segment of it is. There's a few different kind of key goals in these next steps for me. I'll share two of them. One of them is living with Daniel, making progress on the things that we want to make progress on, whether it's in the gym, business, whatever it is, beginning to live much closer, if not with Daniel, and then have that time consistently and almost ideally every single day to work on that and be comfortable being uncomfortable. I'm working a job right now that it's okay, it's not a bad job, but it's by no means my dream job. And so, you know, beginning to try to look forward to something and also understand that the something I'm looking forward to isn't amazing. It's not the end goal, but it's the next step, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So the first goal is just to try to be living and working with Daniel on these things. And the second one that's kind of been present recently is I want to get a better car. Right now I'm in the Pontiac Vibe. We love the Pontiac Vibe. It's been a great first car. And I want to upgrade a little bit. At least in this moment right now, I've been looking at a Subaru BRZ. That's been what's on my mind lately. I've been seeing them around. I feel like it's a sign from the universe telling me like, maybe this is the next car. So we'll see. They're expensive. I don't have that kind of money yet, but that's another one of my goals, is to be able to have a car like that, if not that exact car, and be working on stuff with Daniel. And I wanted to say that on camera so that future me can look back and kind of mark where this is on the timeline. And hopefully, in we'll see how long it takes, but in a little bit I can look back on this video and be like, oh, I already got all of that, and then here are these next steps that I'm working towards, or whatever it is. So that's exciting, and I feel excited to talk about that, and it doesn't leave my mind. That's the big thing. I'm constantly thinking about it at work, when I'm flipping burgers on the grill, and it's like, I'm like, I'm in my own world, I don't really love it, but the world I am in is that world of those next steps. And like, I can see it. I can see myself driving the car. I can see myself working on the business with Daniel. I see us in the gym. I see myself improving, but I'm not to that place yet. And it's frustrating and also very exciting at the same time. So yeah. Today is, I'm gonna mark the date. It is March 22nd? March 22nd of 2025. And so, hopefully in a year from now, we can be making progress on that, and we will see. Alrighty. Goodbye. Alright, well, big moment. Right now, I'm logging onto my YouTube, and we're just gonna see all the stats for 2025. Today is January 2nd. I've been waiting to do this because YouTube needs a day to process to get all the right information. So I've been waiting for it, and I'm so excited. Alrighty, we're gonna try to get this to focus. This last 28 days. We're just gonna take a look at 2025 as a whole, and then we will see. All right, so yeah, it's similar to the one that I was looking at before, which I suspected. We got 1.3K views, 61 hours of watch time, which is insane, almost 62 hours, and 56 subscribers this year, which is just, again, nuts. This says 1.3, but we're not quite there. I'm not exactly sure, so I'm gonna say 1.2 to be safe. But down here, you guys can see this graph, and this is what I really wanna highlight, is that, the end of the year was huge. This is when I started putting stuff, and I started when I started putting stuff, that makes sense. This is when I started putting stuff on my Instagram, or advertising it on TikTok, or stuff like that. That's when I really started seeing really good results. And before that, you can see no one viewed it. This video got 5 views. Okay, so it's just exciting to see all of this, and I'm hoping that all of 2026, which is what we're in right now, is going to look a lot more like that second, or last third, I should say, of the graph. So that's 2025 in a little nutshell here. Let's take a look at just so far in January. It's only been 2 days, so five views in January. No subscribers, and not even a full hour of watch time. Just looks like 30 minutes there, but all good. So that's what we're starting with. Okay, fun thing I noticed. I was just doing a little bit of editing for my video that's coming out on the 3rd. And what I noticed is that my last numbered video of 2025 was number 26. And we're in 2026, so we're starting 2026 with video number 27, which is kind of cool. So I decided to include that. Alright, you guys, just went and got my final check from the car dealership. Got an extra little $300, so that's something. I'll take it. And yeah, I'm just sitting here. I'm about to start doing some work. I'm liking my new light more than I expected. I just got off the phone with Moxie. We just called. We're going to go check out a car for me tomorrow. I'm not sure if this is the one, but I'm going to start test driving stuff and seeing. As you guys know, I love my Crosstour so much, but it's time. It gets me from point A to point B, but it's on its way out, and I would prefer to get rid of it before I have any major issues that cause me to not be able to drive the car at all. So I'm looking. At this point, it's January 3rd right now, so most of my friends have gone back to college, or back to places where they live, and so it's just me again in Portland, and yeah, just appreciating being able to have this time to get to work. And I notice I sit here and I'm like, oh gosh, I have to open my computer, I have to do these things, and I don't want to do them in the moment, but I know later it's going to get me the results that I want. And I'll go into more detail on this in the next video, but on the 2nd, I checked off one of the things that was on my list for 2026. One of the major things, I was like, I want to make sure I accomplish this before I turn 21, but for sure by the end of 2026. And I did it on the 2nd, which is just kind of insane. That feels good. And it's just a good start to the year. It's a good start to be like, here are the things I want to accomplish, and boom, one of them is done in the 2nd day. That's insane. So that feels really good, and we're just going to try to carry that momentum and keep going. It's also super exciting to make a plan with Moxie and go tomorrow to check out these cars that I'm curious about buying. And I definitely need a part-time job first. I'm not making enough on wholesale just to sustain myself yet. but that's the goal. But for now, I need to get a part-time job, but it's just like, it's super cool. Like, things are slowly kind of falling into place here, you guys. And it's not perfect. It's not perfect yet, but we're getting there. And that's super exciting. And, you know, just some of the, I won't say too much yet because I don't know what I'm going to end up with. But the one that we're checking out tomorrow, the car we're checking out tomorrow, is like, it's a nice car. And it's just, it's so cool. It's so cool that I remember like driving the Pontiac around a year ago. And now I'm looking at this car that we're going to see tomorrow. And it's just like, what the heck? Like, a year ago, like, I wouldn't have even considered this vehicle because it's like, I wouldn't have been able to afford it. And now, like, there's a chance of me doing that. Like, that's crazy. So, appreciating that. Okay, guys, and I know I say this on, like, every fucking video ever, but I'm gonna say it again. If you, like, you can have whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. And let's just take 2026. Just 2026. If you start right now, today's the 3rd. When I post this, it'll probably be, like, the 7th or so. So, let's just say you start on the 7th. You start 1 week into 2026. And you make a plan, right? You find things that you want, things you want to achieve, things you want to purchase, whatever it is. You make a list of those things, and then you make a plan of how to get there. And then throughout 2026, you do everything in your power to make sure that you execute and you go down that list of steps that you have in that plan to make sure you get the result that you want. You can literally do whatever you want. Like, you can have it. Like, I know it sounds dumb, but like I'm so serious. Like, a year ago, let's just take my example, right? A year ago, I had no idea what I was doing on YouTube, right? I didn't have the confidence to like talk in front of a camera, and I didn't know how to do it. The car that I'm going to look at tomorrow, I wouldn't have even considered because it was way out of my price range, right? Like, there's all these things that, like, it's just been a year. And I know I said this in my last video, you guys, but in a year from now, 2027 is going to be here, regardless of what you do this year. Whether you work towards those goals that you have or you don't, in a year from now, 2027 will be here, and how it looks is dependent on what you do right now. And, like, again, just take me as an example. Where I am right now, you know, it's not ultimately where I want to end up, but it's pretty good. And if I would have stayed stuck in my head, if I wouldn't have actually taken the jump last year, I wouldn't be here this year. And I like where I am. And is it, you know, perfect? Is it exactly where I want to be? No, but I'm closer, right? So keep in mind, like, worst case scenario with trying to reach your goals is you try and you fail, but now you've learned more, you're closer to success, you've made some progress, whatever it is. You can't fail with this, you guys. You might not hit that goal in a year, but you're going to be way closer than if you just, you know, don't do anything. All right, I hope that motivated some of you guys. It sure as hell motivated me. Now I'm about to get to work. I got some wholesaling to do. Got this YouTube video to edit, and yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan this whole year, you guys, is like just work my ass off to get to these goals that I want, you know, and do the things that like I don't want to do in the moment for the things that I want to be able to do later. Like, for example, but hop on Zillow and look at properties. I don't really want to do that. I'm not in the mood to go hop on Zillow and look at properties. But I want to drive a nice car. So in order to be able to drive a nice car, I have to do this so that I can get paid so that I can have the car. So it's part of it. And I know I also said this earlier, but like this year, you guys, like, again, I don't know for sure. I can't tell the future, but if it goes the way I want it to go, like this could be a seriously big year for Daniel and I. And I'm so excited to share that with you guys, whether, you know, it works out the way that I'm hoping or not, because that's part of the journey. And I want to show you guys, like, yes, you can achieve what you want if you commit yourself, but sometimes it doesn't go according to plan, and that's part of it. And like all the times when like, I don't even know how to say this correctly. Give me a second, hold on. Okay, I figured it out. Every time that like something has gone wrong or not the way I wanted it to go, or it's kind of screwed up the plan, that's when it's like actually like the most entertaining. Like looking back, you know, not in the moment. In the moment, it's not always fun, but later looking back, I'm like, dang, like my best stories are from times when it didn't go right. So yes, I want to show you guys like, you know, these are my goals and I'm going to hit them, and it's possible. It's possible. No matter what you want, it is possible. But I also want to show you guys like, it's not easy. You know, and sometimes it doesn't go right, sometimes it doesn't go according to plan, but that's also what makes it like worth it, what makes it entertaining, you know? And, you know, I hope, part of me hopes that this year is going to be that year where like I can show you guys it's possible, and it might not. This year might be a year where I show you guys that it's, you know, it's not always fun. I don't know. The universe has decided, and we will find out. But either way, like it's all a blessing, and I'm just super excited, because if not this year, then next year. And if not next year, then the following year, and so on until I win. And speaking of that, I wanted to include this clip right here. I took this clip back in August, and this was just me coming up with a goal. And I did not hit the goal, and that's all good. But I want to show you guys like this is part of it. Is part of it. Part of the journey is like making these plans and having these goals and having them not go according to plan, and then saying, all right, you know. And if I didn't set this goal, I probably wouldn't end up where I am right now. Like, yeah, I didn't go according to plan and it didn't go like the way I wanted, but because I tried for it, I ended up way further than if I hadn't, if that makes sense. So check it out. All right, it is August 30th of 2025. Daniel and I just dropped the website this morning. Right now on YouTube, I have 7 subscribers. My goal is by the end of 2025, start of 2026, by January 1st, I got 100 subscribers on YouTube. So we're gonna come back to it. We're gonna see how I did. Fingers crossed. All right, you guys, so my goal for 2025 was to hit 100 subscribers before the new year. This is where we're at right now. So we did not quite hit that, guys, unfortunately, but it's all good. 2026, my goal is to have 200 subscribers by the end of the year. And so my fingers are crossed for that. Ideally, 200 subscribers before I turn 21, so before November. Let's see if we can do it. But, you know, if not before 21, then before the end of 2026 for sure. You might also be wondering what this is. I will show you soon.